Today on SUTV News, we continue our FourLoko reports, bringing you the latest news on the deadly drink.
And find out why you should be aware of the Career Center's resources.
It's all right now. Hello, and thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Kyle Rogers.
And I'm Casey Peel.
Well, November begins Career Development Awareness Month. The Career Center is offering resume and interviewing workshops during their workshop week. Students can head to the second floor of the Cup to use other services the Career Center offers. An incentive, those students who participate in Career Development Awareness Month have the opportunity to win prizes. The FourLoko craze continues with colleges and universities around the country banning the drink. Lebanon Valley College joins Ramapo College, the College of New Jersey, and Washington State, who have banned the drink from campus. Some states are pushing for a statewide sales ban. In Shippensburg, Gabler's Beverage is still distributing the product in cases. However, Orky's and Hot Point have pulled the remaining stock of FourLoko and will not be reordering the product.
Part of the college experience is having your eyes open at different cultures, even if your campus is nestled in rural Pennsylvania. This week, students who took advantage of it got to meet with photographer Lee Karen Stowe.
She's traveled the world capturing the lives of people whose stories often go untold. And if you didn't get a chance to hear or see her stories, you are in luck. SUTV's Laura Schale shares with us her conversation with Lee about what motivated her to sell her home and go to Africa. Take a look.
Well, Lee, thank you so much for being here with us today.
You're welcome.
We're so
it's
excited
a pleasure to be here.
Well, good. So, how did you end up at Shippensburg University?
I had an exhibit in Carlisle last September, and Professor Margaret Evans came to a talk I gave to coincide with the exhibit. She saw the talk and then she emailed me and said, would you like to come to Shippensburg to show your work and to meet the students? So that's why I'm here.
Very nice. So you formed that connection. So tell me just a little bit about your exhibit. I know it's on display right now in the Lehman Library.
Yes. It's part of an evolving exhibition called 42. And there are 42 images depicting the women of Sierra Leone in West Africa. And it's a project that I've been involved with for nearly 4 years now.
Wow.
The reason it's called 42 is when I began the project in 2007, life expectancy for women in that country was 42. And a year into the project, I myself turned 42.
Oh, wow.
And I looked at my life expectancy as a woman living in the West, and it's around about 83. And I considered that to be a violation of human rights and also a story that wasn't being told. And I decided to commit to that project and tell the story.
Right. So how did you form the relationship with the women of Sierra Leone?
My hometown in the United Kingdom has been partnered with the capital of Sierra Leone for about 30 years. So we had a connection of some sorts. And I originally began by introducing photography workshops to women in Sierra Leone. And then during those workshops, I got to know them and they started telling me about their lives. And then they invited me back into their homes. And I kept going back, and I've been back about 5 times now.
Somebody mentioned to you that an issue really isn't looked at until it's in the public eye.
A photographer that I studied with in New York last summer, actually, Jane Evelyn Atwood, and she said, if it's not documented, then in the eyes of the world it doesn't exist. So I kept that line in my head, and that helps me to keep going back and doing this, because it's telling me that yes, it should be documented. I stay mostly in the women's houses and I move from house to house, so I get a very good, varied experience of being on the ground living with the women.
Right. So basically submersing yourself in that culture for a certain amount of time, how hard is it for you to transition back into going back home to England?
People ask me if it's a culture shock when I go to Sierra Leone, and I always say that it's a culture shock coming back home, coming back to the West, and seeing just how much we have that we don't need, and how much we waste, and how much we take for granted.
Something I admire, you talked about how you sold your house. How did you come about to that kind of decision?
Well, it was drafty anyway. It was cold and drafty. It was an old cottage. But I'm completely independent on this project. I used to work for magazines and newspapers. I still do sometimes. But on this project, I'm just me. There's no backer, there's no funder as such. I'm not embedded with an NGO or an organisation. So I needed the funds to carry on doing this because I believed in the project so much. So selling my house has helped me to do that.
What has been the feedback from both sides of this project, from the women in Sierra Leone and the people back in England or the places that you visit and show your exhibit?
The feedback from the women of Sierra Leone has been one of them becoming more aware of their own situation as well. The feedback from the UK has been overwhelming, really. I mean, the women in my hometown, they have struck up their own friendships and relationships with these women, which is what a partnership of twin cities should be about. And I didn't expect so many universities like yourself and colleges and galleries to want to show this work.
So what have been some of the best things about this project for you?
Oh, wow. Well, despite the fact that Sierra Leone is a very, very poor country and it does have lots of problems as well as good things happening, I've had so much fun with the women. When I'm with them, we laugh, we sing. They sing better than me. But there are times when there's many, many joyful moments. It's not all bad. The beauty of being able to raise funds through my partner project called Women with Cameras, to bring the women over to the UK to develop their skills, their media skills, which is what they want to do. They want to be level players in the world of the media in any way they can, and to lift themselves out of poverty by learning these skills.
So do you see yourself continuing this project?
In terms of the teaching of photography, Frances is now mentoring women in Sierra Leone, and Rebecca set up her own photography group in the village. But I think I will still be going back to Sierra Leone. I would like to broaden the project more into women's rights, particularly in the so-called developing world.
So if you could end with anything you wanted to say to any college student of any field of study, what would that be? Something that you've learned in your own life that you can just pass along to us?
Probably that no matter how much you study, no matter what you learn in class, when you get out into the field, it is a different ball game. So always, whatever you've learned, just trust who you are, be yourself, and trust your instincts, and go with your gut feeling. I think that's the best advice I can give.
Yeah, well, that's
to
great
enjoy
advice.
every minute of it.
Thank you so much for being here. It was great to have you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Laura.
You can check out Lee's photos from Sierra Leone. They are now on exhibit at the Lehman Library.
Pretty cool interview. Coming up on SUTV News, find out when and where you can purchase tickets for BOB.
Also, find out how you can help SHIP go green.
BOB is performing in Shippensburg on Wednesday, December 8th. The APB announced that students can purchase the tickets for $20 with their SUID. The general public can buy tickets for $30. You can buy the tickets at the Cub info desk or online at ticketweb.com. If you're walking by the Cub, make sure to pick up your free yearbook. The Cumberland Yearbook is distributing their latest publication, highlighting events from the past year and also portraits of graduating seniors.
Don't go away. Still to come on SUTV News, the library needs your input on future plans. And Barbara Shindo's forecast is next.
The Ezra Lehman Library is looking for student input and hopes to improve the library. Ethan Goldback is the only student on the library committee and hopes that students will come forward with some ideas. If you have ideas for the library, you can contact Ethan at eg4039@ship.edu.
In November, you usually have to bundle up wearing a heavy jacket and a scarf as temperatures drop. But this week, it's been warmer than normal with temperatures in the high 60s. Several meteorologists said we are experiencing an Indian summer, which is a phenomenon after the first frost but before the first snowfall, when temperatures rise for a week or so. Will we see the warm temperatures through this weekend? Here's Barbara Shindo with the forecast.
Hi guys, we are going to be having some lovely weather this weekend. Let's start by taking a look at current conditions. Right now it's 58 degrees and sunny outside, and that's going to keep going. Friday and Saturday we're going to have temperatures in the low 60s with lows in the low 30s. Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy though, 58 degrees and a low of 38 degrees. For the beginning of the weekend, we're going to have some great weather, so if you have some outdoor chores left to do this year, you might as well get them done because who knows how long this will last. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Barbara. Sports is next on SUTV News.
And how did Shippensburg celebrate Veterans Day? We'll tell you how the respected men and women of the military were honored. And it's time for SUTV Sports. Kristen Wright is in for Amanda Peterson today. And Kristen, tell us what's going on with sports this week.
Start off with the SU women's cross-country team, who placed all 5 of its scoring runners in the top 10, winning its 3rd straight PSAC championship Saturday morning at Cal U. Junior Nellie Spence won her 3rd individual title, finishing 70 seconds ahead of the closest competitor. In 2 weeks, SU will travel to Cary, North Carolina for the 2010 Atlantic Regional Championship. Good luck, ladies. Number 1 ranked SU field hockey finished at home this season Tuesday with an 8-1 victory over the PSAC Eastern Division rival Kutztown, giving Ship their 19th consecutive win. The ladies are seeking their first undefeated record since 1977 today at East Stroudsburg. We'll fill you on how they did. The SU volleyball team lost to Kutztown Tuesday night in the PSAC quarterfinals. Freshman Jill Edwards, the PSAC kills leader, had an impressive 14 kills and 16 digs. She finished the season with 458 kills, the 2nd most in school's history. We're now sending it to Lindsay Barna, who has highlights from the men's soccer team and their historic PSAC conference victory and the football team's 3rd straight win.
First, we have East Stroudsburg against Shippensburg University's men's soccer team. After a scoreless first half, East Stroudsburg gets on the board first. Michael Kane showing off the leg, ESU 1-0. Now, off the free kick, eventually Austin Hill for the Red Raiders is going to get the ball and put it past the keeper to tie the game 1-1. We would need a shootout to determine this one. Ship up 3-2, ESU's last chance, Clay Schale comes up with a big save. Let the celebration begin. Shippensburg beats East Stroudsburg University in a shootout for the PSAC championship. Now, let's get to some football highlights. The Red Raiders did not give up faith. Down 17-6 in the 4th quarter, Steven Adams sims Mike Fournette and muscles his way down for the touchdown, 17-12 East Stroudsburg. Now, Adams in the shotgun, and he's going to find Fournette again for the score. 2-point conversion, good. Shippensburg 2017. Now 3 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. East Stroudsburg has 1 chance left. Quarterback Matt Marshall is going to chuck it deep, but it is intercepted by Brian Cooler to seal the deal for the Red Raiders. The Red Raiders go on and beat East Stroudsburg 20-17.
Thank you, Kristen. If you heard cannon shots outside today, you'll be relieved to know that the university was not under attack. However, outside the library, students, faculty, and family of veterans honored those men and women who protect us every day. Ship celebrated Veterans Day today outside of the library, where they honored the men and women of the U.S. military.
President Rood thanked all the veterans for their services. They also inducted 2 Ship veterans into the Veterans Hall of Fame. And that'll wrap it up for us tonight. Thank you for watching. From all of us here at SUTV News, thank you to the men and women who have served or are serving in the United States military. I'm Kyle Rogers.
And I'm Casey Peel, and in the meantime, check out our Facebook page. Search SUTV News.
We'll see you online and right back here next Thursday night. Good night.
Good night.